The Resident Opportunities and Priorities Assessment should help you to understand your residents' backgrounds and identify resident priorities. It should be updated at least once every 3 years. We want to see, number 1, that you are collecting and analyzing resident demographic information about everyone at this property, such as race or ethnicity data, income and employment data, and more. Resident demographics help you answer important questions like, am I serving a senior population, school-aged kids, working-aged residents? Does the group of residents include a large immigrant population? And so on. Part 2 is that you are getting direct feedback from your residents. We want to see what you are asking and how you are asking it, or how the feedback is obtained, documented, and synthesized to understand trends. Perhaps you conduct a resident survey about self-reported personal and resident priorities or desired programming. Maybe you held resident meetings to understand resident perceptions or perspectives better. Feedback from the residents can be collected in a variety of ways, and we are not restrictive to how you collect this feedback. However, we do want to see that you are thoughtful and intentional about ensuring that you have a balanced perspective and aim to seek feedback that is representative of the residents living there. For example, interviewing 1 or 2 resident leaders does not necessarily represent the potential wide array of views, perspectives, and priorities of residents. Lastly, we want to see what was learned from the demographic information and resident feedback. If you learn that this property is home to a lot of school-aged children, or that 40% of residents don't have a primary care doctor, we'd like to see that noted here. This evaluation should help you to start considering options to meet resident priorities, like providing an after-school tutoring program, or partnering with a community health worker that can connect residents with affordable health providers. Here are just some examples of sources of resident feedback. Again, we are not prescriptive to how you collect feedback, but it should be thoughtful and recorded in a way it can be analyzed to inform services. You can find several examples of resident opportunities and priorities assessments in our CORES resource library. You aren't required to use a particular format for your resident opportunities and priorities assessment. However, we want to see that all of the required elements are included. While many organizations use surveys to collect resident feedback, we've discussed that there are many ways to collect feedback from residents. As a reminder, the Resident Opportunities and Priorities Assessment should be refreshed with updated demographics and resident feedback at least once every 3 years. In combination with the Community Scan, this should help to inform services and programming.